Welcome to Infinite Heart Stories, where we explore the deepest valleys of failure and the highest peaks of incredible human success. Meet Victor Chen, a man who stood amidst the ruins of 7 failed businesses, staring into a future that looked empty. From the age of 22 to 27, he tried everything to succeed, yet every single door slammed shut in his face. He launched an accessory store that no one visited and an online tutoring platform that remained silent without a single student. He tried food delivery services and fashion retail, pouring his energy into projects that drained his bank account and his spirit. 7 consecutive failures left him completely bankrupt, stripping away not just his money, but his confidence and belief in himself. Forced to survive, the ambitious entrepreneur took a job as a waiter, serving meals to the very people he aspired to be. Every shift felt like a reminder of his defeat, carrying heavy trays while his dreams felt heavier with each passing day. But destiny often hides in unexpected places. One evening, a regular customer named Mr. Joe walked in and changed everything. Victor was nervous serving him, knowing Joe was a self-made millionaire. He expected judgment, but instead, he received a warm smile. Seeing the hunger for success in Victor's eyes, Joe asked about his story, listening intently as Victor recounted his 7 failures. Victor confessed everything, expecting a lecture. Instead, Joe laughed softly and revealed that he had failed 11 times before succeeding. That revelation shattered Victor's perspective. He realized failure was not a wall, but a stepping stone that even giants must walk. Joe offered to become his mentor, promising to teach him the 3 fundamental laws of success that changed his own life. That handshake marked the end of Victor the waiter and the beginning of a journey toward becoming a world-class entrepreneur. The first rule was simple yet profound. You must spend at least 3 months studying the market before launching anything. Victor realized his previous mistake was relying on fleeting passion rather than understanding the actual needs of the market he entered. He learned that passion is the fuel, but data and research are the map that ensures you are going somewhere. Instead of guessing what people wanted, he spent months asking them, gathering insights that would become the foundation of his business. This preparation phase was not wasted time. It was the sharpening of the axe before he attempted to cut down the tree. When he presented his research to Joe, the mentor smiled. Victor was finally ready to move to the second critical rule. The second rule was about endurance. Joe taught him that most businesses fail because entrepreneurs quit during the valley of despair. The first year is always the hardest. Most people give up between month 6 and 12, right before the breakthrough happens. Victor had to promise that no matter how hard it got, he would not quit until he had given it 18 months. Joe explained that success is often hidden just behind the wall of fatigue that hits you after a year of struggle. He learned to embrace the boredom and the pain of the early days, understanding that consistency is the only path to mastery. This rule rewired his brain. He stopped looking for quick wins and started building a foundation that could support a skyscraper. Joe reminded him that the tallest buildings have the deepest foundations, and digging those foundations takes time, patience, and unwavering faith. The final rule was the most important. Stop trying to be everything to everyone. You must master one single thing perfectly. In the past, Victor tried to do too much. He was a jack of all trades, but a master of absolutely none. Joe advised him to cut away the noise, choose one specific service for one specific audience, and become the best in the world. Victor chose to focus entirely on generating high-quality leads for businesses using LinkedIn. No other distractions, just one singular focus. He treated his new skill like a craft. He studied the algorithms, the psychology of messaging, and the art of professional connection. It was hard to say no to money from other services, but he knew that dilution would be the death of excellence. By narrowing his focus, his competence skyrocketed. He wasn't just a service provider anymore. He was becoming the go-to expert. With the 3 rules ingrained in his mind, Victor was ready to launch his 8th business. This time, everything felt different. He launched his LinkedIn lead generation agency. He didn't rush. He didn't panic. He simply executed the plan he had researched. The first few months were quiet. The old Victor would have quit, but the new Victor knew this was just the beginning phase. By month 6, the seeds he planted started to sprout. A few clients signed up, and the results he delivered were outstanding. Because he focused on one thing, he delivered better results than any big agency could. Word of mouth began to spread slowly. There were setbacks. He lost a key client in month 9, but instead of spiraling into depression, he analyzed what went wrong. He used the failure as data. He improved his systems, refined his pitch, and went back to the market with a better product. By the 1-year mark, he was stable. He wasn't rich yet, but he was no longer drowning. The valley of despair was ending. Then, just as Joe predicted, month 13 brought the explosion. The reputation he built suddenly tipped the scales in his favor. He had so many clients he couldn't handle them alone. He hired his first employee, teaching them the exact system he mastered. He didn't expand into other services. He kept the entire company focused on being the premier agency for LinkedIn lead generation. Revenue doubled, then tripled. The commitment to 18 months of grinding had unlocked a future of exponential growth and financial freedom. 5 years later, the man who once cleaned tables was now the CEO of a company generating $10 million annually. His agency had become the industry standard. He had built something that lasted, not by luck, but by following the 3 laws. Victor invited Joe back to the restaurant where they met. This time, Victor wasn't serving the food. He was hosting the celebration. They toasted not just to the money, but to the journey. The 7 failures were no longer shameful. They were the tuition fee. Victor realized that he didn't succeed in spite of his failures. He succeeded because he finally learned how to learn from them. Now, Victor teaches others. He tells them to study first, commit for the long haul, and master one thing before trying everything. He sees himself in their eyes. He knows that among them, there is the next Victor, just waiting for the right guidance. Remember the first lesson. Do not dive into deep waters until you have learned how to swim. Research is your life vest. Remember the second lesson. The valley of despair is temporary. If you quit at month 6, you kill the success of month 13. Remember the third lesson. Brilliance is not about doing more things. It is about doing one thing better than anyone else alive. Victor's journey proves that your past failures do not define your future. They are simply data points waiting to be analyzed. He keeps his old waiter's apron on his office wall to remind him to stay humble and to never forget where he started. Success is a cycle. Just as Joe lifted Victor up, Victor now lifts others, proving that mentorship is the greatest wealth of all. You might be at your first failure, or your seventh, like Victor. It does not matter. The only failure is staying down. The world is full of opportunities for those who are willing to study, to endure the pain, and to focus their energy. If you are struggling right now, know that you are writing your own story. This chapter is just the conflict before the victory. Take a moment today to evaluate your path. Are you researching? Are you committed? Are you focused? Or are you just drifting? You have the power to change your trajectory. It will not be easy, and it will not be fast. But it is possible. Victor fought for his dreams, not just for the money, but for the freedom to live a life filled with love and joy. So, if you are reading the signs of failure in your life, do not despair. You might be just one handshake away from success. Be your own lighthouse. Stand tall amidst the storms of rejection, and let your persistence guide you to the shores of achievement. The story of Victor Chen is not a fairy tale. It is a blueprint that is available to anyone brave enough. Walk your path with purpose. Embrace the lessons of the 3 rules, and never let 7 failures stop you from the 8th victory. We hope this story has ignited a fire within you. Success is waiting for you to claim it, one disciplined step at a time. If you found value in this journey, please share it with someone who needs hope, and join our community of dreamers and doers. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Your support helps us bring more incredible stories of resilience to the world. Keep writing your own story. Keep fighting for your dreams. And remember that every great success story starts with the courage to begin. Thank you for watching Infinite Heart Stories. Remember, your current failure is just a chapter, not the end of your book. Goodbye.